how's it going? Another windy day here at the boatyard. I moved these two Pro Drive boats that you saw in the last video over here, and I figured we could start working on them. So they're both Kohler V-twin air-cooled engines. Console operated surface drive. I mean, these are nice boats, aluminum hull. The problem is both the engines are locked up. This one seems to be the better of the two, and what I've done is I've put it in gear and put a breaker bar on the end of the propeller shaft. So we're going to try and break it free that way. If not, I'll pull the starter off. It's kind of limited access, and if that still doesn't work, we'll take this whole top cover off and get right on the flywheel. So let's get to it. Okay, so here's where we're at. We found out that on this engine, the engine itself wasn't locked up, and what was going on is, here's the main clutch. The main clutch is just like the air conditioning compressor clutch in your car. It's electromagnetic. So when it receives a 12-volt signal from the ignition, it closes. And what had happened was the drive, something in the drive or the clutch was locked up, and that's what was preventing the motor from turning. So now the clutch is disengaged, and you can see we can turn the propeller by hand. Now with the ignition on, 12 volts supplied to the clutch, when we turn the propeller, you can see now the shaft to the engine is turning pretty freely. Can feel compression. The engine's not locked up, or if it was, it's freed up now. So what we have to do is do some basic electrical diagnosis on the starter, because the starter is not engaging. So we'll check and make sure we're getting a start signal from the ignition, and then go from there. It could be that the starter is just frozen, in which case we'll take it off, clean it up, and get it working again. So let's get after it. So what I found was, I think a lot of the problem might have been they used these steel battery terminal ends, and that probably works great on your lawnmower engine, but I'm not so sure that's going to stand up to even the freshwater marine environment. So I wire brushed them, and let's see if that made any difference. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, well, now we can get on with the plan like we usually do. We'll pull the plugs out, check for spark. Really not bad. Not fouled out, you know, it's a little black. Not bad. watch that for me. Yeah, we got great spark on both plugs, so this is looking really promising. Let's get the plugs back in and turn to the carburetor. You guys think this is like a little accelerator pump, maybe? Well, this might be a vacuum hose accelerator pump. What about this? A water and fuel sensor at the bottom of the bowl? I don't know, we'll see. Alright, let's get it taken apart. Well, unfortunately, this diaphragm here has just about had it. It's hard as a rock, and it looks like it's split probably 4 or 5 different places. So that's too bad, but the rest of the carburetor looks okay, so we can keep going. Okay, we got some new paper gaskets made. It's cleaned up. Definitely going to need a carb kit, but should be good enough to just get us going for this. All right, let's get it on. Alright, so the fuel pump's leaking pretty good. I'm not sure what we're going to get out of this, but let's see what happens. I guess we had a wasp nest in there somewhere. They're not too happy with me right now, so give them a minute to calm down and we'll try it again. So what I think all the smoke is with the engine tipped down, the oil is run forward into the valve covers, maybe got through the valve guide seals, or it's gotten backwards into the cylinders somehow. So as it continues to run, it should clear up. I don't know if you guys could see, but the clutch is holding with no load on it. The propeller's turning. I think the fuel pump might be starting to come back. To make it run earlier, I was hand pumping the primer ball, but it seems to be okay now. So cool. Here's a look at the controls. So here's your throttle. This is the choke, and then this is the clutch. So you pull that out, the propeller's turning. Not bad. All right, too bad. It's getting pretty late today, so I'll come back tomorrow and we'll give this thing another run, check the charging system, and give it a little bit more love. Okay, I can't help myself. Let's see if we can get it to start again. We'll run the gas out of it too. You can see in just a little bit of time we've been running it, the smoke has really cleared up. Even with it running out of gas, we're charging at 9 amps. Here's a sneak peek at the sister. The wiring almost looks to be in better shape. Definitely looks to be in better shape. The boat altogether is better, but uh-oh, it's been sitting out and open. So this one, I assume the engine probably is locked up on it. Find out tomorrow. Okay folks, so after some further scientific analysis, we figured out what's going on here. See the back of the case here is split. Nice big crack all the way down the case. And the motor turns freely until a certain point. It won't do a full 360 degrees. I found that cylinder number 2 still makes good compression. But if you come over to cylinder number 1, I checked the piston, and the piston for number 1 is not moving at all. So what's happened is the connecting rod or the wristband or something has come apart on cylinder number 1 and is just flopping around inside the motor and getting stuck. Something that is interesting though is when I pulled the spark plugs out, these are like possibly brand new, like never used. So did the engine fail and then the previous owner put new spark plugs in? Maybe thinking that would fix a thrown rod? I don't know. Anyway, I think that's just about it for this video. We'll go ahead and wrap it up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the engine off and we're going to see if we can make it run again but with less parts. That'll be in the next video, so stay tuned for that. And again, I want to thank everyone so much for watching and see you on the next one.